Hi, guys. Welcome to the Real Ones podcast on air. I really do want to introduce a very special person to me. He's going to be my new co host to help me with this as well. Give it up for Jesus. Hey
guys,
and
thank
perfect
you.
for Christmas too, right? Because it is Christmas and Jesus, and so it's like the perfect timing. Maybe Jesus gave me you.
No, Jesus gave me you. This is great. I'm excited.
I'm honestly so excited. He has so much good ideas, so much creativity that I'm just so thankful for. And he honestly makes me like, I don't know, he just inspires me. It's just the person that he is, and he just is a really good person. And I love good-hearted people, but 'tis the season of being broke and eating maruchan in the middle of Christmas because we spend all our money on Christmas. But I feel like, during Christmas, I feel like everybody's just in that loving mood and they just want to let go of what hurt them or let go of, like, I would say just any bad terms you were with somebody, right? During Christmas, it's all about like giving and, being a good person. I mean, right now you said you just had somebody be a good person to you. Tell us what happened right now. Like
Yeah, it was just out of nowhere. I was gonna be late to this podcast right now. I barely walked into the door and like instantly started right now, and it was perfect timing. I was just walking down the street to catch the bus here, and just dude asked me like, "Hey, you look dressed pretty nice. Where you headed?" I was like, "I'm actually late to a podcast meeting right now." He was like, "Hey, I have my kids with me, but if you want to hop in the back, like you can." And I was like, "Yeah, let's do it."
But yeah, see, that was your friend, right?
No, it was just a random stranger.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, see, okay, so I mean, sometimes I know the news scares us and says like, oh, if you go in somebody's back of the car, you're gonna get chopped up in pieces and go to Mexico. But in this case, this didn't happen to you. So
disclaimer: not all people are this nice.
don't obviously if somebody tells you to go to the back of the car, don't do that. But it looks like this guy had really good intentions. I mean, he probably thought you were going to a job interview, right? He's probably like, oh, he probably late to his job, right?
Yeah, probably just saw me in the middle.
Everybody has that good giving spirit, like you said. Like everybody, we're talking about it, how growing up as a kid, we're so hyped up because we're like, Santa's coming, but maybe as an adult, everybody could be a Santa. Like that guy was just like a Santa right now. Like, I mean, you didn't even know him, like people can be giving, people can love, people can, you know what I'm saying? But it's just up to that person whether they want to be that good person or not. Like whether they want to do good deeds to people and, stop being selfless. Because, right, isn't that the season about being selfless instead of selfish?
I feel like Christmas in general just brings out the good. It's almost a chronological order of like preparing, like, okay, like I'm getting ready for Thanksgiving. Like we're talking about grace. We're talking about what we're thankful for, and then it gets more into Christmas, and now we're talking about what can I give, what can I do for you, how can I help this person right here, what one simple thing can I do and maybe make that difference in their life.
Yeah, because honestly, you really don't know what people are going through. Like you can go to a grocery store and there's gonna be somebody going through divorce, somebody just got cheated on, or somebody, you know what I'm saying, or somebody just, I don't know, is struggling with bills, and you have no idea what people are going through. And I think Christmas helps people put like, okay, I know I was in this predicament where I was, being a bad person and I was being a selfish person, but what if I help pay for this person's groceries, right? What if I imagine myself to be that person, like you don't know who's really struggling in their head. You really don't. Like mentally, we really don't know who's struggling. They could be like the happiest person and then still they're going through mental health issues that they never really, speak up about, especially during the holidays. People grieve too with, broken family, toxic family, right?
Yeah, like it's almost like what's that Christmas with Scrooge?
Oh yeah.
Like there's that new Scrooge movie that came out. It finally showed why Scrooge was Scrooge and lost mom, lost family members, and slowly just lost it. But just him finally realizing like, okay, hey, I can make a change, I can make a difference. And what did he do? He changed everyone's life. Everyone became more fulfilled and they got to accomplish more within themselves.
Like, you know what this reminds me of? The Grinch. I know people have been like, but the Grinch is a really good example, like you know, he's mad at everybody. He's treating people like shit. He don't even know what's going on with him, you know. But then we see back in the day, he was bullied and somebody picked on him. And then we saw that people would make fun of him. So then when he grew up, he held so much anger in him that he wanted to ruin everybody else. And I feel like that's a lot of people, right? Like, we grow up and like whoever hurt us, we want to hurt everybody else. Like, and that's not, you know, that's not a right way to live, right?
Yeah, it takes a lot out of you. It almost just consumes you to a point, and that's why, like, when these holidays come up, it's just another day. It's
what do you feel like you learned from the movie The Grinch? Like, if you guys are watching this right now and you guys seen The Grinch, of course, everybody who's American pretty much has seen The Grinch, but can you guys like remember, you know, in that movie where it shows the backstory at the end, but everybody's wondering like, why does he want to ruin everybody's Christmas? Well, because he had a sucky childhood, people, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, but if we don't heal from that, we're going to ruin everybody else, right? I mean, and even in The Grinch, like he's like, he is a good person towards dogs, towards animals. Well, sort of. I think he threw. Yeah, I think he threw that dog out, right? I think he threw the. I forgot the part where he threw him out the mountain and shit. But I feel like, you know, The Grinch teaches everybody a lesson, right? Because hurt people, and that's what The Grinch is saying. Like, I feel like it's a good story because it's saying hurt people, and The Grinch was hurt, so he was hurting people. And until he wanted to start changing himself is when he started to be that better person. That's when he wore that Christmas sweater and was singing with the Who's and with the hose.
Self-reflection.
Yeah, like, I mean, what do you feel like, you know, The Grinch, have you ever been a Grinch in your life? And like, have you ever wanted to change that part of you?
Oh, yeah. I feel like everyone's had a little Grinch in them.
Yeah.
Like, for me, like, I've had a plethora of different seasons in my life, and I was a Grinch. I was a Cindy Lou. I was the dad.
He had the hair like Cindy Lou too. He put the hair up and stuff. He had the hair like Cindy Lou. And then, but how did you notice that you were being a Grinch towards people, and how did you want to change that?
It was the mirror that they gave me, because people are just mirrors. Like, people are people everywhere you go, and if someone's not treating you right, maybe you're just not treating them right, you know?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and to a certain extent, it's like we don't even realize what we're doing to people until it happens to us, pretty much. Until something comes around and bites us in the ass and we're like, oh shit, that's how you felt. Now I know how you feel. You know, I feel like when you put yourself in somebody's shoes is when you really understand what that person was going through, you know? But it's like, I don't know. I feel like the holidays, people, they don't realize, you know, everybody's more like, I got to get gifts. I got to spend this. I got to lose. This check is going straight to Christmas. And then the next check, we're going to be broke and we're going to survive on $1 food and stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but Christmas is more than that. Christmas is about giving and not being selfless and not being a Grinch towards others and just being a good person in general, because ultimately it's about Jesus. Like it is about Jesus.
So happy she said that. Yes.
It's about him. I'm just kidding. It's about Jesus, because Jesus is all about giving himself. Like he's always caring for us. Like, and sometimes we don't even deserve it. And he's like, I'll still love you anyway. Like, you know, that's unconditional love. And it's like, sometimes we're just like, maybe we feel like, okay, well, maybe I'm not a good person. But Jesus is like, no, you are a good person. You just went the wrong path. You know what I'm saying? You are a good person. You just made bad choices. And but bad choices doesn't make you a bad person, you know?
It takes a person to learn from their choices to make those new choices, because to a point you become insane. It's insane to think that you're going to do the same thing over and over and over and expect a different outcome. Yeah, no,
like, but I feel like it gets, what do you feel like makes people realize, okay, you know, this is not the way I want to live. I'm being the Grinch towards everybody. I'm literally treating people like shit. What do you feel like makes people want to change?
I really do think it takes that little Cindy Lou Who in their life.
She got to pop out. She got to be like, she just got to randomly pop out. Obviously, with the scary movies that come in, we won't be like, we see a child like that, we're going to be like, with the but I think you're right. Like a Cindy Lou who comes into their life, a kind-hearted person. You know, Cindy Lou Who, but the thing is, she was being nice to somebody who didn't even deserve it. But as a child, we're nice to everybody. You know what I'm saying? As a child, we're living free. We're, you know what I'm saying? We're enjoying our lives. But as we grow older, we're not really nice anymore sometimes.
Yeah, we get taught these lessons and then become super hypocritical about what we're teaching our kids. And then what do our kids do? Like, they throw it right back at us, and We're like, well, this is that and this is that, and it just becomes circumstances. But Cindy Lou, there's no circumstance. It's Christmas. You love
A kind-hearted person. Cindy Lou Who was a kind-hearted person in The Grinch, and she was like, and she was a child, and the children loves, they love Christmas, they love the spirit, and they don't really like. I feel like as a young kid though, you don't really realize what's going on. She probably didn't even realize what was going on, how he was being rude with her, but then. It's crazy because she saw through that. And as a good-hearted person, when a person who's angry with you and treats you like shit, and then there's a good-hearted person who's like, okay, I know you're angry, but what's going on with you? Those people we need in this life, because the people who want to understand us more than judge us, And maybe that's why the Grinch started becoming more soft at the end. Like that's when he was like, nobody ever asked me how I felt. Nobody asked me, you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody probably gave a shit. They're probably like, well, this guy treats me like shit. So, but we don't really know why people do that underneath the surface, right?
Yeah, like the Grinch was just a guy on a mountain.
Yeah.
And we're just people in closed doors without knowing what's behind that door.
Yeah. And then until you want to make that change to not be the Grinch and to be a better person is when you'll start seeing new things in your life. Like you said, new choices, right? And with Christmas traditions, I think family, right? Family is the main thing about Christmas. What would you think about that?
Family is definitely a huge thing about Christmas because where do we get taught Christmas? We get taught it through our family, and then after that, school and just movies and the propaganda that's just thrown our way,
Family does a lot for you. It's really hard to, after all the things that I've been through in my life, my family has been the number one person to lift me up. And I'm pretty sure if you guys are watching this, your family been there for you when they told you not to go to that man and you still went to that man. Your family been there for you. Well, except for him. He didn't go back to the man. But, you know what I'm saying? Your family been there for you when they told you not to go to that woman, but you still went back to that woman. Your family's always been there. So it's like, don't treat your family bad. Realize how much your family was there for you in your brokest moments. Like, even if you're on bad terms with your family, call your family, because at the end of the day, family is all you really have. Like your friends will be there too. Like, don't get me wrong. Friends are still your family, but it's like your family is going to be the one to take you in when you homeless. You know what I'm saying? Like, what would you think about that? Like your family.
Yeah. Like, my mom was my number one supporter without a doubt. Like, it took me a while to like, honestly, it's kind of sad to say, but it took me a while to really see like, wow, my mom loves me unconditionally.
Unconditional
love. It's
love.
an agape type of love. It's a godly love. It's a no matter what, I love you.
You can do so much things to wrong to family, and they will always be there for you. That's the spirit of Christmas. It's like, be there with your family, enjoy the time that you have with your family. And I think that's the point of Christmas. Like, also remember what Jesus did for us too. He's always there for us, like I said. And, with these traditions that you have with your family, be involved in that. I know sometimes we're like, we got to go to work, I got to do this, but take some time to enjoy stuff with your family,
Yeah, like that, those moments that you have building that Christmas tree, you'll be surprised how much you'll miss those moments and how much you'll remember them and how much you'll implement them into your own family when that time comes.
What is your Christmas tradition with your family?
With us, it was always building a tree, or I remember as a kid always going to my Nina's house and spending Christmas Eve with them, and then we would go back home. I never knew this at the time, but Mom should be up all night. I was up, and so she was up even later. And then what did I do? Woke up she probably had an hour of sleep, and then what did I do? Run down. Santa came. And she was like, oh, okay, go. Oh, we'll meet you over there.
But see, I think like Christmas traditions are a very important part too, right? So me and my sisters on Thanksgiving, we do the Secret Santa, and we pull the little hat, and we pray that we get the highest person who makes the most money, because that one, they gonna show out for Secret Santa. So, but we do that, and then we also decorate the tree. Well, with my family now, but you know what I'm saying? Tamales are the main thing of Christmas with us. Like, we gotta have them tamales, we gotta have them a noodle. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's all about remembering those traditions, because at the end of the day, like, with your family and those moments, they last forever. Like, you'll never, you know what I'm saying? And it's like traditions. Everybody has traditions too. Like, I know some people, they celebrate on Christmas Eve, and I have parties till Christmas Day. That's Mexicans. We know. Like, we will have a party, and it will last till New Year's. Ma, I want to go. No, you ain't going home. We're going like in 5 minutes. You told me
that bye is gonna be the whole night.
It's like, Mama, what? You told me 5 minutes. Oh, 5 more minutes. And then you see your mama over here taking shots with her tias. You know you ain't going home. You staying there. You remember those Christmas parties with your family? And then they'll be like, Mom, you told me we're gonna leave in 5 minutes. 5 more minutes. You know what? They're smart for that, because then we would always, you know what I'm saying, we would leave them alone.
Yeah, like our family really never drank, so it was more of just. I remember just being with just a bunch of cousins, like a Mexican family. We have a lot of members, and just spending that time with them was always like the most important. I think that's what I was always most excited about. Just going to see my cousins.
Me too. What was your favorite gift as a kid?
Actually, like my mom corrected me about this. At first I said best gift I ever got was my 3DS, but before that it was just the plain old DS, and like it was when it had originally, like around the time it was first coming out. Around that time I had got that DS, and then around my birthday I had got a little Game Boy game my cousin had gave me, and that game had over 2,000 hours of gameplay, 3,000 hours of gameplay, and it was something I cherished. I took care of it. I made sure it was something that like my family worked for.
The little things. Yeah.
I knew my dad worked hard. I knew the hours he had to put in, because sometimes I'd go work with him as a kid, just like work, clean dishes, and then go run to the bathroom.
My favorite gift, I think, was it was a Blue's Clues notebook, and then one day I left it in the rain. I was so sad. Oh my gosh. It was a Blue's Clues notebook, and I remember as a kid I was so hyped, because first of all, we could draw with Steve. So that's why I was hyped. You know what I'm saying? It's like, as a kid, you're hyped about those little things. Like, oh yeah, we're going to do this, do in that notebook. You know what I'm saying? And then I remember one day I left it in the rain. That was my first childhood trauma right there.
So was it like the OG Blue's Clues, where it's like
OG
a green
notebook. I thought, and as a kid, you think that everything's real. So I was like, okay, well, if I draw that square, it's gonna come in my head. Yes, because y'all know Steve. Before Joe came, or whoever the hell came now. But as a kid, you have so much hype in toys. Toys are like your thing, and that was like my best gift as a kid. I was so hyped because that was my main show. Like when my mom would work and she dropped me off at my grandma's house, I would watch Blue's Clues. And I was just like so stuck to that TV. Like they knew if I was ever crying, mad because I didn't get a toy, put Blue's Clues on. I'm quiet. I'll be quiet the whole time. And then as you get older, you're more picky with things. You're like, I want that Gucci purse. Like, excuse me, you got that Gucci purse money?
I never asked for that.
Like these kids, right? These kids, like your nieces and nephews, cousins. I want that Gucci wallet. Okay, I want that the Jordans that just dropped. Like, you know what I'm saying? But as a kid, we were so selfless. We were more like, I feel like we're more like, man, like whatever you guys give me. Like I feel like nowadays the generation of Gen Z is like, I want this and I want this and I want that. And it's like, you think about yourself and you're like, damn, like you ever see a kid with like a nice, I would say like the iPhone 14 Pro, and you're like, damn, I used to have that flip phone, or I had that brick phone from Clueless.
Man, that flip phone was still a blessing, man.
It was. I remember I got the chocolate. It was a chocolate. And then I got the Sidekick. But you know what I'm saying? Like people like who are in their 30s are like, damn, I remember when I had that brick phone from Clueless, or like, I remember when I didn't even have a phone. And, these kids are just so entitled now. I feel like kids are very entitled. Like they're like, I want this, mom, and if you don't give me this, I'm gonna be really sad. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna throw this big fit. But like, you ain't gonna always get what you want in life, Like you're not gonna get that job you want. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna take some L's, So that's why it's important to just be appreciative of what your parents do for you, because your parents, maybe they're like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe they're making bare minimum wage, gotta pay that AC, gotta pay that water, and then they have to worry about you, and it's like all they can afford is this. You know what I'm saying? Is this. I would say, let's say they just got you like a freaking coloring book. All they could afford was that. But you don't even know how much hours they put in to get that coloring book,
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy how much your parents will fight for you to keep that magic in you, to keep that Christmas spirit in you.
And you don't even know the battles that they're facing at work. Like, what if they're about to lose their job? They just got laid off, and you don't even know, you know? They just want you to believe in Santa so bad.
Yeah, like I feel like definitely like our main focus should always be keeping that magic for the kiddos.
Yeah, keeping the magic. But you know what? Them older brothers and sisters, when they know that Santa ain't real, they want to spoil it for everybody. Hey, Santa ain't real.
And that for you older brothers and sisters, keep that magic, man. Yeah, you become that magic, and you're part of that magic now, and so it's a part of responsibility.
Yeah,
responsibility.
It is. Don't tell your brothers and sisters that Santa ain't real. Like, just let them believe it. And then when they come one day and they see the gifts being wrapped, then they know it ain't real. But don't spoil it for the kids. The kids want to have that magic, just like we did when we were kids. You know.
I mean, to a point, we're kind of spoiling it for these kids right now.
Oops. Well, we just keeping it real. If you're probably 18 and up watching this anyway, so it's like, yeah. No, but that's why I'm like, you know, the magic is all about. It's more than just Santa, right? It's about being kind, about being there for somebody, paying for somebody's groceries, paying for that person's Starbucks in the back of the line. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that person didn't have enough to pay their groceries, so you want to make a difference in them, you know? Everybody can be a Santa. Like, you don't got to be the Grinch. You can be a Santa, you know? And like you mentioned, you know, when did you realize that Santa was not real with you?
Honestly, I was late. I'm not going to lie, I think I was maybe like 12 or 13 when I found out.
What the hell?
Hey, I was hard.
They're really trying to keep that magic alive with you. They're like, you know what? Santa gonna come to your house. Nope.
Man, I must have been oblivious, or I must have really just wanted it to be real and just didn't want it to.
We all oblivious at some point, though.
Man.
We all believe things that we shouldn't believe.
To this day,
we see red flags as green flags.
I still say I saw Santa in the sky. He flew over my van. It was a winter night. It was probably 10 o'clock at night. Mom could barely see the road. And I just see a whoosh. I hear it. I swear I hear jingle bells. And I just see a giant red sleigh. I remember it, bro, so clearly. I was maybe like 5, 6, 4, around that age.
So we know he wasn't doing shrooms. He actually saw that. I'm just kidding. but so obviously, you know, that came to you at 12. How did you feel? Like, did you feel heartbroken?
Oh, man, it was crushing. I felt my soul get crushed. It was truly just, wow. You guys lied to me this whole time.
No, I believe SpongeBob. You know, on SpongeBob, that was my favorite Christmas episode. Y'all remember them SpongeBob episodes, the Fairly Odd Parents special episodes with the Christmas theme when you looking at Santa in the sky and you're like, oh my God, he's coming. And, you know, like those, you know, cartoons that they did, I feel like they would also help keep the magic in kids because you would actually see Santa. And he was hired, and, you know, he probably was working. You could pay his rent that time, but hey, you know what I'm saying? There was Santa.
My little brother had a really cool play at Alhambra High School. It was a Elf Junior.
Aww.
And there was a bunch of little babies in the audience, you know, and those kids made that show. Like, when they saw a fake Santa pop out, eyes lit up. When they saw a real Santa pop out, eyes lit up. When they saw that sleigh pop up in the I don't know, it had strings. They lifted the sleigh up. But there was a little girl behind me and just asking, like, how are they doing that? How is the sleigh lifting? And I heard the mom behind me say, it's magic.
Aww.
And that little kid just gasped air, just truly believed it, truly, like, heartfelt believed it.
Aww. That's beautiful.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
It's so beautiful.
Yeah, no, that's... And it's like, but at the time, you know, they think that, you know, everything's real, but then, you know, they grow up and they see what happens at the end, you know, but it's like, I just feel like Christmas as a kid is so different from Christmas as an adult. Cause then we worry that, cause first of all, we the Santa and we got Santa bills. We got to pay our rent. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and we got to worry about Christmas at the same time. So it's like, that's why I feel like that's why it's so much stressful, but I think it's all about budgeting, right?
Yeah, like you should definitely have a good budget.
Yeah.
Like,
honestly, my favorite thing about
add in your alcohol, add in your other things into the budget. Don't just like randomly add it. Just add it into the budget, and then just don't go over that limit.
You know what? I had to think about it. That's why it's so stressful because we got to worry about the bills and then we got to worry about the gifts. So them two combined, we're just like, damn, we're going to be broke for a minute. You know, like Tory Lanez when he says broke for a minute, literally we're gonna be broke for a huge minute until New Year's, right? Like until January comes.
Man, my parents had it bad. My birthday's in January.
Oh, okay. So they okay,
Man. Oh,
yeah, your parents got to deal with a lot right there.
they had it bad.
No, but so do you feel like, I mean, how do people, I mean, I use Amazon. I cannot go Christmas gift shopping. The patience, I'm an Aries. So us fire signs, we ain't got no patience. We ain't doing that. We ain't waiting in line. We gonna get Amazon Prime and they're gonna do everything for us. Shout out to Amazon Prime. Y'all ain't sponsoring me, but
Sponsorship.
yeah, hit me up if you need that. But what do you think about like Christmas shopping in person versus online?
I feel like it's a pretty much the same. Like but unless like it's part of your like one of your traditions, you know, that
Yeah,
you
yeah,
take
yeah.
the family out and you take them to the store. You say like, hey, you like that? See their faces, see their looks. You peeping that a lot, huh?
you just look at their
Santa might
faces.
get you that.
You're like, yeah, and then they'll be like, oh, are you being a good boy or a good girl to the little kids?
Then they just straight up tell you, no, you're not getting it.
Yeah, like how have you been this year? Like, and you know what? That's why like I personally I feel like during the holidays though it's stressful shopping too because first of all everybody want everything too, and then the inflation coming too, so it's like. You know, I feel like that's why Black Friday is the perfect time to shop for your presents because everything just goes drop to the, and you're just like, man, I need that new toaster that just dropped.
Gotta buy it.
Yeah, no, I feel like Amazon really does help me. Like with me, do you shop in person or do you go online?
I feel like I'm more of an in-person person.
You have a lot of patience.
Yeah, like I like I said, I like the little trip to the store, you know, walking down. You know?
We might be broke at the time when we might be window shopping a little bit until we wait for that check, but but you know we still shopping in our head. No, but I feel like with me, like I think that's really good about like nowadays now is that there's so much online shopping. We don't gotta go in person, especially during COVID. You know, how the hell did we shop during COVID? That was a hard one, right?
Yeah, we shopped in COVID.
Yeah, literally, we used Amazon. I always use them, to be honest. Like, I mean, they take a lot of my money, and I don't care.
It's crazy how much we adapted in 2 years, though. Almost everything is virtual now. Even like little mom and pop shops, you know, like
really. I didn't see that.
Yeah, like I saw a lot of different stores just out of nowhere, just saying like, "Hey, we deliver now," and they're just a little Mexican restaurant that like just run by a family and.
You know the corn girl?
Change the times.
Yeah, the corn girl. One time, I think it was at the DD's on 75th Avenue. She took card. So I could have got my corn.
She got the little square?
Yeah, she got she upgraded with the time. Woo. She put that damn card in. I was like, take card. She's like, see. I'm like, oh, shit, hold up. Let me get my card. Let me get my credit card. They keep it with the times. But you know what? That's good. Because we got to keep with these times, you know.
She had that golf cart.
she didn't have the elote bicycle. She had that golf cart. She came through. We knew. No, but you know what I'm thinking too. Like the thing about Christmas too is that it's not just about gifts though, right? It's about the person that you are and the person who you want to be. Because you mentioned like during this time, I know you mentioned even like before the podcast, you were saying during this time, people are just in a good mood, right? Like in a I want to be a good person towards people, right?
Yeah, it's definitely something that's in everyone's head. Like,
yeah,
even if like you don't celebrate Christmas,
yeah,
say like that's not part of your religion, and that's completely fine. Like, there's so many things that are going on besides just Christmas in December, you know?
Yeah, no, and I think during Christmas though, we kind of like, I feel like we kind of lose our way because. The stress, the holiday stress, and then the loneliness, and we see those couples at Christmas at the Scale Princess
Hallmark movies.
Yeah, and we like, oh, I miss him, but he treated me like shit, so I'm gonna be lonely for the holidays. Like that's exactly what it'd be like. Or I miss her, but she treated me like shit, so we gonna be lonely. You know what I'm saying? It makes you think about the people that you love. So of course, people feel like, man, like I wish you see your friends like. Posted at the Scottsdale the Princess, and you see them and you're like, oh, they look so cute together, and you're like, but I feel like people also feel lonely, don't you think? Like during the holidays.
Yeah, like it's a very happy season and very loving season, but also for a lot of people
lonely.
Like it's a very hard time. Like you never know if someone lost their loved one. You never know if like let's say it was just simply their dog. You know, like
yeah, no,
it's a season, and we think about those memories that we had in past seasons, and we see that they're not here this season, and it's hard. It's a little hard for a lot of people, you know, especially since COVID.
Yeah,
Like,
that was hard.
It was
Yeah.
a huge impact.
Yeah, you know, but how can somebody, like, if they're listening to this, what can you say, like, to give to people if they are feeling lonely? You know, like, you're feeling alone. They feel like nobody understands them. They feel like, I just want to be alone for the holidays. I don't care about people. You know, like, they're probably just hurting inside. But how can somebody not feel lonely during the holidays? What do you think they can do?
Like, I definitely feel like if you really feel like you need a break from people, like, I feel like that's okay, but don't 100% exclude yourself from everyone and everything, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like you go down a really dark path once you do that. You seem to not text your friends anymore. You seem to not see your family as much, and then you, to a point, like, because you've pushed these people away, like, you're like, hey, where are they now? Oh, I knew it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay in my lane now.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
really, like, they're just waiting for you to come back. That's all they wanted.
Your real friends will accept you no matter how many times you mess up. Your real friends will be there. It's always in your dark times, I feel like, that your friends show their real characters. It's always going to be in the dark. It ain't going to be in the light. It ain't. You have to go through dark times to know who's really there for you, right?
Use that car.
You have to go through dark times to really see, like, all right, who was there for me at my dark times? Because if you ain't there for me when I was down, you ain't going to be there for me when I'm up. Like, you know? Like, why are you going to come with me when I'm up? You should have been with me when I was down. But that's the thing, though. Like, when people feel lonely, they feel like excluding themselves. But it's like, connect with your friends. It's not just about couples. It could be about your friends. Like, connect with your boys. Connect with your friends. You know what I'm saying?
Let's say,
connect
like,
with people.
You don't have those connections, you know. Let's say,
Yeah.
like, you are just, like, genuinely, like, somewhat alone. Like, that's okay. Like, and if you're going through a really hard time, write it out, you know. Even if it's just making a Facebook post.
Yeah.
Like, simply just writing out your feelings and just posting it, you know.
Yeah.
It's type of therapy, you know. It really does help you, and it helps a lot of people, you know. Just to know, like, hey, this random person liked it. They probably read it. I feel heard now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And you got people on Facebook saying, I don't give a fuck what these people are going through. Why you posted on?
Oh, man. This generation's evil.
No, but, you know, you ever see that? Like, why is she posting about her man? We don't give a shit about her man. That's what people say. I swear I've seen that status. I was like, I'm done. No, because
I see your Facebook.
No, y'all, I swear, like, my Facebook, I have like 3,000 people on there. Like, I have my Facebook since 2012. That's why. But I remember some guy was like, man, this girl over here venting about her man. Like, we don't give a shit. Call a therapist. Like, I'm like, damn. Like, people are really fucking mean.
No, sometimes it does take a therapist, you know. Like,
yeah, that's true though.
Take that, you know,
No,
just to
that's
get
so
heard.
true. Like, and that's the thing though.
We're
Like,
knocking therapy here. We love health.
hell yeah, like, get therapists if you need, you know, if you need therapy, or if you're going through something during the holidays, it's okay to get help during the holidays. That's like the perfect time. Grieving or feeling lonely or feeling stressed, you know, mental health is really important. And it's like, if you don't take action on your mental health, you're always going to be stuck where you are.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
It's pride though. It's always pride and ego that makes people not want to get help. I'm good. I don't give a shit. I'll be straight.
Ego plays a role in everything.
Yeah. Yeah. It's about, it's, you know, people take care of their physical health, but when it comes to the mental health, they're like, nah, I'm good. It'll go away. And then it doesn't go away. And you're like, you know what I'm saying? That's when you really need to swallow your pride and get that help that you need. So that way you can be a better human being and you can feel good about yourself every day, you know?
Even if you're just a little quiet, you know, like, surround yourself around, like, your family, surround yourself around your friends.
Yeah, like, even if you're feeling lonely, if you're single for the holidays, it don't even matter. Surround yourself with your family. Hit up your friends. Be like, hey, y'all want to go to Jags? Or, you know what I'm saying?
That's a place too, though.
You're going to feel happy there. No, I'm just kidding. But, you know what I'm saying? Or like, hey, y'all want to go out? You guys want to go catch some movie or something? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not about just couples. Love can be about your friends, the love that you have for your boys, the love that you have for your, you know what I'm saying, for your family. It don't always got to be about, oh, I wish I had a man. I wish I had a woman, you know, because it's not about that. But, you know, every time I see people get these new boos and new mans during the holidays, they always break up in the new year. Like, what happened?
Yes, it was just that season.
But what happened? What happened to the love that y'all were posting?
Why'd
Like,
you spend that money on him? I'm just gonna leave him.
she just wanted a gift. That's what it was. She wanted that gift. She wanted that Gucci purse. And now that you got it for her, she gone.
Man, you're gonna start seeing all these men and shit posts be disappearing.
No, you know what I'm saying? Like the holiday couples. I call them the holiday couples because it's like y'all were just good. And the New Year, she posting like she free. Like that one song, she free. Like FNF by Glorilla. She over here, she wilding out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's why I don't really take these holiday couples seriously at the same time because I'm just like, because we really don't know what's really going on behind that tree. We really don't know what's going on. People post things on social media, but we don't really know what's going on behind closed doors after that post. They posted up at that damn ice skating and then boom, she just beat her ass in the car. And you don't even know what's going on. That's the truth about social media. People post what they want people to see, but they don't know what's going on behind closed doors.
Well, why do you think we need to have ourselves perceived as happy sometimes?
Why do you think that's important? Holidays? Like, why do you feel like people need to post happiness during the holidays? Like, why do you feel like people really want to, show that?
I don't know. I just asked you that too.
I feel like people want to do that though, just because, well, first of all, ain't nobody want to see people cry, but it's like at the same time, you want to be real with yourself at the same time. Like if you ain't feeling good on social media and you want to keep a smile, that's cool and everything, but behind closed doors, do something about it. Don't just, you know what I'm saying? Keep faking and faking and faking and hurting yourself in the end,
Yeah, like, definitely, like, don't always just put on a front. Like, maybe if it's like your little ones, that you're trying to keep that magic for, like, yeah, definitely put that smile on for them,
Yeah, like in front of kids, like, do what you need to do. But you know what I'm saying? Like, don't just fake something just to prove something to people, because at the end of the day, people don't give a shit. Like, it's you in that relationship. So it's like, if you ain't happy in that relationship, who are you impressing? You're with that person. We ain't with those people. We can only see what's going on, from the outside, but you in it. So, you know what I'm saying? So if you're posting these happy couple pictures during the holidays and you ain't even happy, it's like, what are you doing to yourself? Why are you doing that for? What's the point of that? It's people pleasing, right?
I really don't know why, like, people will put on a front, like, if they're genuinely not happy and they're posting as they are. Like, maybe it's just so people don't worry about them. Maybe maybe it's something just way more deep than we can really think of. Maybe we just need to ask that person.
Like, hey, I saw you skating with that guy, but is he beating your ass? Because I saw bruises on you. I'm just kidding. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, and during the holidays, there's always these emotional posts too, like about, I miss him or I miss her, during the holidays. And I think that's the part that people really do miss, like right there, is that, grieving during the holidays, losing that person that you lost during the holidays, wanting to be with that person, but there's just so much shit that you can't deal with during the holidays. And you're like, damn, I remember when we made that tree. I remember when I hated your mama, or like, I remember, you know what I'm saying? I remember when I hated your dad, or, like you think about that person in your life that you really wanted to be with during the holidays, that there's so much things that happen that you can't be with them because, you know what I'm saying, you're not in good terms with people like that.
Maybe just not in good terms, or maybe they're just not here no more,
Yeah, or not here anymore.
Like,
and it's
grief,
like, that's hard.
Holidays, like we were talking about that earlier.
Yeah, no.
Right now, and yeah, like grief is hard. Grief is a huge part of the holidays.
Grieving, yeah. My mom lost her mom during this time. During this time, and then she lost her sister on November 27th of 2017, and then she lost her mom. Like, two bad things in her life. And it's like, that's a hard situation, Like, I don't know how my mom does it, Imagine losing your grandma and your mom in one setting, that's hard. Like, losing your mom, and it's like, I don't know how she does it, though. Like, she's so strong, and she puts on this, your mom, though, your mom's like your biggest inspiration, because your mom, she will literally be going through hell, and she will literally come back strong, like, and you don't even know what she's going through. She doesn't want you to see it. Moms don't want you to worry. They don't want you to see that, but they come back so stronger than, you know what I'm saying? It's like, your mom does so much for you, and sometimes we take that for granted.
Yeah, like,
literally,
moms definitely have that superpower. Like,
and you wonder, how do you do this, Mom? Like, how are you showing up every day, going to work, and still smiling when you're going through, let's say, a divorce, or when you're going through being let go from work. Like, how do parents manage to keep that strength? You know, it's hard. That's hard.
It's like how much they just want you to keep that smile and
Yeah.
make sure you know, like, hey, I'm here.
And I think, like, you know how your mom's there for you when you're crying? Be there for your mom when she crying. You know, like, it's an equal take. You know, it's like my mom was there for me when I was crying. So I'm going to be there for her, you know, because my mom was there for me. Like, I don't want my mom to fake her emotions though in front of me. Like, I feel like that's sad that they can't express themselves. And so people bottle it up so much, you know, during the holidays, and then they explode. Something happens, something triggers them, and they're like, waterworks everywhere. So it's like, you want to be, you know, allowing somebody to express their emotions. Because when you bottle things up during the holidays and then something like brings up something, it makes you explode. You have to be able to let out your feelings during the holidays and grieve. And like you said, write it out. I feel like writing songs is like therapy to these artists, right? Taylor Swift, she's pretty good. And she wrote her whole feelings out, you know? And writing, I mean, what do you feel like about writing your feelings out? Like, what does it do for you? Same here.
Me, like, if I'm going to write, it's going to be a quick paragraph, and I'm just gonna, okay, hey, I can't lose this thought. Hey, this is nice. Yeah. This is solid. Read it back later and just like, whoa, I was in a pretty dark place.
Yeah, y'all ever look through your iPhone notes and you look at your notes and you were like in a dark ass place and you're like, damn, bitch, I wrote that. And then you look at your phone now and you're like, damn, I should have got help that time. Like, something was wrong with me. You know, and I think that's the thing, though. People go on their iPhone notes. Either they write songs, they rap, they do whatever they need to do. But it's therapy because you're letting it out. And that's why this season, you know, I feel like this season, if you're going through something, let it out in your iPhone notes, too. Like, you know, write your feelings out. I feel like it's therapy for me. It's like a big release, you know?
Yeah, like it's more than just Christmas. It's more than just any of these holidays. It's being together. It's bringing everyone together. And it's just, if you're not together with them, like, maybe try to get yourself together to
I like that. If you're not together with them, get yourself together. Why do you feel like that's so important, though? Like, to getting yourself together because you're not with them.
Yeah, because like if you're not with them and you're breaking, like, who's there? It's you, and so you got to step up for you.
Yeah, because, you know, I know your partner, like, they on the same team, but when y'all going through shit, y'all on another team. Yo, like, you know, I feel like when you know, a guy brings a girl to his friends, you're like, I thought you were my friend. Nah, he was my boy. You did my boy dirty, so we ain't friends no more. That's guy code, though, and that's the same thing for girl code. If you do her dirty, her friends ain't your friends. They talking shit about you in the group chat. Just don't look in that group chat. y'all know them group chats that these girls be having, and also the guys have too. Like, oh, she did that, bro. Oh, we going out, and these girls are like, he ain't shit. He did that to you.
Man, that's exactly what we did last year. My boy Ignacio, man, he was going through a rough time, and man, I ruined my boy. I started taking him out, started going to different clubs, parties, and just like, yeah, it's this season, bro, and he's still out here now. And
where he at now? What are you doing? Like, where he at?
He out partying right now. I don't know.
He got Jags. He got Jags right now.
I hope you're not at Jags, bro.
But obviously, like, but girls get in that way too. Like, if they're going through something with their dude, they're like, oh, hell no, we're going to be at the club. I'm going to take you out. We ain't going to think about him all night. Then they take that girl, and she over here calling him in the night. I miss you so much.
Hey, but, you know, like, answer those phone calls, you know?
Yeah.
Homeboy or homegirl, like, they balling, you know? Like, pick up that phone. Like, just be like, it's okay. Yeah.
I know some guys who won't pick up that phone. They'll be like, I ain't listening to that shit. She over here wanted to be all dirty with me. Okay, fine then. I know guys who would take it, and I know guys who wouldn't take it. And especially, like, during, you know, when you're going through something with your significant other or somebody that you love, and it's during the holidays, you're more likely, I feel like during the holidays, you're more likely to be more receptive. I do agree to a certain extent, because it's like, at the same time, it's all about you're with your family, but you're not with the person you love. So you're like, you're kind of thinking about them, and you're thinking about, I would love to spend these moments with you, but you ain't shit. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? That's why I feel like people, they get into their heads, and then they feel like nobody's there for them, or they don't have that person, or they're alone in their life. But you are never alone.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
What's the
no.
whole point of the season?
Jesus. You're never alone. You still got Jesus, you know, and he the realest on the team. Literally, he's the realest.
Jesus lying in the manger.
Yeah. We at our house, we actually have a whole Jesus setup. And honestly, it is the reason for the season, right? So it's like you're never alone. Jesus is here for you. And this is not something that, you know, obviously I know it says on a Hallmark, the cards and stuff, but he really is there for you. Like he's there for you when you're broken. You can mess up a million times and God's gonna forgive you. So it's like you're never alone. Just remember what Jesus says, you know, he loves you and you're never alone in this life. Jesus has your back. Jesus will always be there for you. You know, when you're going through grieving or when you're going through anything in life, just remember that Jesus, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I always feel like an example, you could feel so down and then God's going to pick you up like that out of nowhere. Like like that, like you feel so broken, like all the way to you go to rock bottom and God's like, all right, now we're bringing you up. You know, and the thing about rock bottom, though, is that even if you hit rock bottom, the only way you go is up after that. Really, you can go to rock bottom in your life. You lost your job during the holidays. You're going through so much things in your life. You can't afford for your kids. And Jesus is going to pull through. Like, Jesus is going to help you keep the spirit in you. And that's crazy because it's all about him, but he makes it all about us every single day of our lives. Literally.
He just expects us to just one little season, one time out of the year, just to celebrate his little birthday, you know?
Yeah, I know. And that's the thing, though. Like, people who are jobless during the season, what would you want to say to people who are jobless and they just don't have a job and they're struggling right now? And it's hard because they also want to keep a smile on their face for their kids, and then it's just hard for them. Like, how can a parent go through that, you know? It's hard.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's very hard.
Even if you're jobless, you know, like, just know that it's going to get better. You're not always going to be without a job. For I feel like every time you miss out on a job, there's always a better job lined up for you. You know, there's always, even in things in life, like another, you know, rejection is a way of redirection. You know, maybe you weren't meant to have that job because maybe a better job's coming to you right now and you don't even know it. Jesus over here preparing the job. He's like, all right, girl, you prayed to me so many times. I already got a job coming for you. You know what I'm saying? Or, girl, you prayed for me so many times to find that man. I keep giving you the right man, but you don't want that nice man. You want this other girl. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like keeping the spirit of Christmas, you know, remembering, I know people are going through things in life. It's just inevitable, right? We lose our job, divorce, pregnancy. We can't afford things, laid off. But it's all about remembering who is going to guide us in this season and who always been having our backs no matter where we go. Like, and sometimes we don't even listen to him. And he's still like, I still love you no matter what. I still care for you no matter what. You're not alone in this season because he's always here for us.
Whether you like it or not, like he's inside you, you know? Like
Literally.
He's that soul. Like he's that conscious inside you and he's always speaking to you. He's that little tiny voice on your shoulder that's saying, hey, you got this.
Yeah.
You want to listen to it or not.
And, you know, you might be jobless right now, but 2023, you coming up. 2023, you're going to have a better career. 2023, you're going to make a bunch of money. You know, like, you don't know what's going to happen in your life until it happens. You know, like, everything happens for a reason. And until you know that reason is when, you know, you're like, damn, like, that's why I lost that job. Because look at me now. I'm over here making this good money. Damn, that's why that crazy dude left my life because now I got a good man. Damn, that's why I couldn't get pregnant because I got pregnant this year. Like 2023, it's all about, like you said, new beginnings, right? It's like Christmas is always about preparing for a new beginning, right?
Yeah, like it's almost as all these holidays just make us transition into this new perspective that forces us into like, hey, you know what? No matter what, it's a new time, new year. I got this. And it's a whole like reset, reboot.
Yeah, like that's why people talk about Christmas a lot and then they prepare for, you know, Walmart already got them damn 2023 stuff already. So it's like, they ready for that new year. They're like, we ain't dealing with this retail shit right now. Like
Walmart lasts till 2023.
you know, and it's like, but that's the thing though. Like, you don't know. Maybe you had a shitty year this year. Cause you know what? I had people betray me. I had people stab me in my back, but it made me a stronger person. So just remember, people may have fucking stepped on your toes. They might have treated you like shit, but you know what? It's always about the lessons that you learned from how they treated you. It's always about the strength that you gained. It's all about how you develop maturely, how you learn those lessons, and then you take whatever you went through in 2022 and you bring it and you bring that to 2023, and that's going to make your year. 2023 is going to be a good year for you, you know?
Yes. Yeah.
That's that positivity that people need to know. Like, yeah, you had a shitty, you had shitty things happen to you, but at the same time, it's not about 2022. It's all about wrapping it up. Like, all right, yeah, he broke your heart. Yeah, she broke your heart. Yeah, she did all that shit. But now you what did you learn from that? What did you grow from that? Did you become a stronger person? Were you weaker? It's like, take those lessons and bring them into 2023. Yeah, I was always late to my job because I could pick up Starbucks and they let me go. And what? I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. No, but I always see like when you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like having that positivity during the holidays will help you prepare for 2023. Because it's like, because then towards the end of the year, you ever think about like everything you've been through at the end of the year?
At the end of the year, like,
yeah,
you've been through everything. You did it. It's all said and done. All you can do is just laugh at yourself.
Yeah, it's like, I'm happy for what I went through in 2022 because 2023, I'm going to take what I learned and I'm going to apply it to my life. I'm happy that I learned. I seen things. I seen true colors. I seen all these things because you know what? I'm going to take my good heart and I'm going to still bring that to 2023 because I ain't going to be a Grinch. We ain't going to treat people like, even if people are being a Grinch to you, don't mean you got to be a Grinch to them back. Be a bigger person because for that person was maybe immature at that time and did not know how to respond. Some people, you know what I'm saying? Some people grow at their own pace and that's okay. Like not everybody, I would say not everybody has, the maturity at that time, but everybody grows differently. And at that time, maybe they weren't paying attention to what they were doing to you. And then, so it's like whatever you learned from this year, take it with you in 2023 and make this year your bitch. Like, don't let these people break you. Like, don't let nobody break you. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't do something in your life because you can do it, and I think it's like 2023. I mean, what are you looking forward to in it? Like 2023?
2023? Man. I don't know what's going to come in 2023. I'm just excited that I'm still here.
Wow. I think that's a good perspective. Like, we don't know what's going to happen. Like I said, you don't know what's going on. You jobless right now. Next thing you know, you could be a freaking millionaire. You don't know. You hit a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we don't know why these bad things happen to us. And we're good people sometimes. And we're just like, why do bad things happen to good people? But it's just life.
Be good with the bad and just move forward. All you can do is really control the controllables. And if it's not a controllable, don't worry about it. Don't let it affect your attitude.
Yeah, like control what you can control. Like you can't control what's going on right now, but you can control your reaction to what you're doing right now. Control yourself. Control what you're doing in your life and make yourself be a better person every single day. Like, I mean, I feel like that's the point of the ending of a year is a new beginning, a new job, a new life, a new start, a new perspective,
And you know what? Like, it doesn't even take the end of the year. It doesn't take Christmas. It doesn't take New Year's to make a new you, a new set. It does not.
I love that.
You can do that whenever you want. Like, whenever you say, like, hey, it's time, then it's time.
It's up to you of when you want it to be time, though. It's like, I mean, obviously, everybody wants to not want to change because they think that that's who they are, but that's just excuses. If you don't want to change, you're making an excuse to not change. And that right there shows lack of maturity, first of all. And it just shows ego and pride. And it's like, if you want to make a difference in your life, make it. Like, at the end of the day, it's up to you. This is not anybody's life but your own life. You're the director of your life. Like, if you don't like your life right now, if you're struggling, if you're depressed, do something about it. Because in this world, everybody's crying about it, but they ain't doing nothing about it. It's like, do something with the pain. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going through so much pain. Take that pain and hit the gym. Take that pain and, you know what I'm saying? Take that pain and make a good career for yourself. Like, don't just let that pain sit there. Because I feel like pain is the main, like, I always see people on TikTok and like, it's always the guys that work out or like a gym one. And they're like, they were going through so much pain. And that's why guys are like, go to the gym and they become really buff because they take that pain and then they transform that pain into a new body. Like, you know what I'm saying? Don't just complain about your life. Like, I'm sorry. I just don't like people just complain and don't do nothing about their life. Like, no, take action. Don't just sit there. Don't just say, oh, my life sucks or I'm having a bad life or get your ass up and move. Yeah, like literally.
Always thinking about like, oh, I wish if this wouldn't happen, this would have never happened. And then like it was like a little domino effect for you. But all it really takes is just a different mindset, just a different type of type of look at the situation,
Yeah.
thinking, okay, this, like we were saying earlier, like maybe this has happened, but because this happened, now this lined up for me, and it just made everything just worth the while.
You ever had a rejection in a job offer? Everybody got rejected before, had job offers before, right? And, you know, you wonder, why did I not get that job? And then you get another job saying, hey, we're going to pay you more. We're going to do this. And you're like, oh, that's why I didn't get that job. You know, or like, it's always things that happen for a reason. And we might not know it yet, but there's always a reason.
Door opens.
Yeah, that's very true. When another door closes, another one opens. You may not have what you have right now, but it does not mean that you're always not going to have it. Life always changes. You can go through shitty. You ever remember on your shitty years, you're like, damn, I had a bad year that year, but this year I'm having a good year. Or, you know what I'm saying? It's like we always learn from our mistakes, but we always learn that everything in life, rejection, you know, people get rejected all the time before they become big ass superstars. You know, Cardi B.
You know, like sometimes it's that's all it takes is just getting rejected a few times. You know, like just take that rejection. You know, and just like get uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You know, and just grow.
I feel like people, though, when they get rejected, they just don't want to try anymore.
Just grow from that rejection.
Yeah, but, like, what about the people who they get rejected one time, and they're like, nope, I don't want to do this anymore. I ain't trying no more. I try to try out for my dream job. I try to do this, and they rejected me. Like,
you really just, you got to get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Literally. Keep pushing. Like, just because you got rejected once does not mean you're going to be rejected again. Keep applying. Keep chasing your dreams, because at the end of the day, like, people who keep being persistent and are consistent in their life, they go places. And it may not be, you know, you're obviously not going to be an overnight sensation, but you're going to go places. It's just being consistent and putting in that work. And you know what I'm saying? Like, being the person that you want to be, chasing your dreams. Don't give up on your dreams. They're always there. And if your dreams don't scare you, they ain't big enough, you know? Yeah, like, you got to have big dreams. And even as a kid, like, we dream of seeing Santa and we dream of seeing these things. And it's like, but we have the power to make it reality.
And my dream was just being a garbage man with having good benefits.
Garbage man?
Oh, yeah, I was a little second grader, man. I was like, oh, man, like, what's your dream job? I want to be a garbage man. They have good benefits. They got good health benefits. And
how did you know about benefits when you were, like, that young?
I just did.
You're like, damn, I'll pick up trash. Hell yeah.
I was like, yeah, like, you work for the city and you get good benefits. You get a good life.
Yeah, they do got good benefits, though. I heard about that. I mean, obviously, like, there's cons to it, but it's like you do get good benefits. And, hey, like, you know, keep the magic in you in Christmas. Like, don't just lose that help, that child, the inner child in you. Don't lose your inner child.
Yes.
Love your inner child. Whatever you used to do as a kid, bring it back to your nieces and nephews. Bring it back to your sisters. Bring it back to your family. Keep the inner child in you, right?
Yeah, like everyone has that. Like, you're right. Yeah, everyone does have that inner child.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone really loses that inner child. I feel like we can all, like, look back and just feel like, okay, hey, I feel like I'm still this age.
Yeah, and it's all
like
about
just different mental states, you know?
And even during the holidays, guys, remember, I know sometimes we get really stressed, but don't take it out on people, because you do not know who's stressed in front of you too. You don't know whose mom just died right now. You just don't know what people are going through. So it's like, during this time, remember, it's not always about gifts, money, or struggles. It's all about the person who was there for you in your struggles. It's about Jesus and what he did for you. So instead of being the Grinch this Christmas and this holiday, be like Jesus, because that guy, he's there for us. He's kind. He's selfless. And I think it's all about remembering to remember your family. Don't blow off your family for any reason. Like, give your family a hug when you see them after this. Like, give your mama a hug. Go call your mom. Go tell her sorry. Sorry for what you did to her. Be nice to your family, because it's like they do so much for us and we take that for granted.
Yeah, I feel like we should all go hug our moms right now.
Yeah, if you're watching this, go watch your mama and go hug her. Go hug your mama. Go hug your auntie. I'm like, go hug everybody. You know,
watch
like
your mom with you. Go hug your dad.
I think
make him uncomfortable.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, guys. Like, don't lose the spirit of Christmas just because bad things happen to you, like the Grinch. Rise above that and be more like Jesus. And also, I really want to thank Jesus, Jesus, for being on here. You know, he's gonna be my podcast host. He's like I told you, he has good thought process. He has good ideas, and I'm just so thankful. I'm also thankful for everybody listening to this, the two people in the back, the camera guy, the people who are here right now on Saturday night helping me with this podcast. I am so thankful for them as well. You know, I'm so thankful for what Jesus is doing for us and what he's going to continue doing for us in that next year.
Yeah, like definitely like this is one of the things that Jesus brought my way. One door closed, one door open for me right now.
Yeah.
Didn't know she was gonna confirm the co-host thing.
Well, we just confirmed it right now. But guys, thank you guys so much for watching the Real Ones podcast on air. Honestly, the next one I'm gonna have is a person who went from a Lyft driver to a realtor. And she's going to explain how the home buying process is going to be in 2023 because it's going to be crazy.
Make sure to comment down below what you would think that we should ask her, you know?
Yeah, what do you want to know? You want to know if the housing industry is going up or down? You want to know if it's going around? What do you want to know about the homes? Like, comment below, like, share, and subscribe. And guys, remember, please don't forget about the love in your heart. Be the inner child that you want to be. Have fun. And don't forget, Jesus loves you this season. The reason for the season is Jesus, and we'll always be Jesus all our lives. So
we all have that magic.
Yeah, keep the magic in, you guys. Thank you guys for watching this, and you guys have yourself a wonderful day or night or wherever you are. If you're in Afghanistan or if you're whatever the hell you are, have a good time, guys. Happy holidays from us to you. Happy holidays.
One of my holiday traditions that I'll never forget is every year around Thanksgiving time, my family gets together and we put all of our names in a hat, and everyone pulls one name from the hat, and we use that for Secret Santa. My family's been doing that for as long as I can remember growing up, but I know that they started doing that before I was born. And that's something I'll never forget, and I'll always continue to do.